Greetings, everyone. This is Carin Jane Casey on the podcast Moments with Carin. This is where I share bits and pieces of my past or present moments, things that I've learned from other sources. The goal is always to find lessons, helpful information, encourage us all. Well, Happy New Year. This is my very first podcast in 2020. We made it through 2019. We had good times, bad times, and plenty of ugly times. But we did make it through. Maybe we're wiser and we're better prepared for the following year. And there's reason to celebrate. And in keeping with that, today's episode title is Making Vision a Reality. And you know, there's always vision board workshops, leadership workshops going on during the latter weeks of December and the first weeks of January to help us to figure out what we should, could, would do for the following year, for the new year, for 2020. Anytime you bring your thoughts to words, like putting it in writing or otherwise, so that you can see it, then it'll stay with you. Your hopes and dreams then are no longer up in the clouds and imaginary. They come to the realm of possibility. And then we can take action, take steps, evaluate. To have your vision for the future, your dreams, your goals in a journal or a tablet or on a vision board is not something new. In Habakkuk chapter 2, verses 2 and 3, we have, and I'm reading it, "Then the Lord answered me and said, Write the vision and make it plain on tablets, that he may run who reads it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it will speak, and it will not lie. Though it tarries, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry." So isn't that what we often hear, that once we have it written down, then it can become a reality if we take the steps and we don't give up. So what we're doing when we prepare a vision board, we're putting what is in our thoughts for the future out on a tablet or journal or board, and that will help us to take action towards our goals and our plans for the year. Well, I was going to show you my vision board, and I guess I could still try to, but I think the glare will keep you from actually seeing it. As you can see, it's quite busy. I covered every bit of the space, and I learned a lot as I was putting it together, which is one of the purposes in creating such a thing. It's essential that it reveals our view of our priorities in the areas of relationships as in our adult life, such as spiritual, career, and employment, family, friends, intimate partners, education, health, and finances. And you know, some people, when they do their vision board, they may be skipping entire areas. And then when they look at it, they'll think, oh, I need to work more in this area. So it's really good for us. As a person puts their vision board together, they're not usually deliberately considering proportions for each area of life. So when the product is finished, it reveals to us what areas have we considered or would we like to have a higher priority. Maybe we didn't have any self-care in our vision board, no exercise, no nutritious meals, no travel. Maybe that's something we want to incorporate into our lives. Another thing that I found that was very helpful for me as I began to visualize my goals and plans for the new year is this. I looked at my daily planner for the prior year, or, for all of last year, 2019, where I could remind myself, what were my accomplishments? What did I consider to be my accomplishments? My moments of chaos, why were they? What happened around them to cause them to be chaos? The periods of time that I was too busy, why was that? Where did I go on vacation? Is that something I want to do again, or are there other places I would like to go? Those special moments shared with loved ones. want to make sure that that happens again. Looking back at all these things helped me to consider, will I be doing this or that again? Do I want to continue doing the things that I consider to be my accomplishments? And what do I need to drop? What did not prove to be fruitful? As we consider these things, it's important to be prayerful and mindful of what is in God's will. When we ask Him to open doors and close doors, we're demonstrating our awareness that He knows what is best for us, better than we do, and He has the ultimate control. So, as we always realize, we can plot and plan every minute of each day, but we don't know what the future holds. We don't know for sure that we're going to have the next breath. We need to always say, if it's God's will, I will do this or that during the new year. And we can welcome a partnership with the Lord, depending on Him. We can ask Him for His vision for our lives to come to pass. As our daily planner gets filled up with activities and appointments, plans for the future, we can determine to agree that we want the Lord to give us the desires in our heart and mind that He wants us to have, and that He will direct our path, our steps. I ask Him to give me the dreams that He wants me to dream of. Give me the desires that He wants me to desire. It's during the late December, early January that many people make their New Year resolutions, with plans to carry them out throughout the year. Well, I support that because I remember a significant resolution I had made several years ago, and I kept to it. So I guess you could say I am a supporter of setting up good resolutions and sticking to them. I had been a smoker since I was a teenager, only quitting during my 2 pregnancies. But each time after the baby was born, what did I do? I picked up the cigarettes again. So I essentially was a smoker for about 30 years, over a pack a day, when I realized that I needed to stop for the sake of my health. So I devised a plan to quit January 1st, 2001. And I told everyone. And telling everyone, this sharing the resolution was a way to hold me to it, to be accountable to others. Others would know if I didn't follow through. It was my intent to use the patch for help, but I quickly discovered, actually I discovered on January 1st, that the patch was too strong for me. Should I abandon my plan? No, I decided I could modify my plan. I could still use the patch, going down to the next level. And to do that, I had to drop the number of cigarettes that I was smoking daily. So I had to drop the number of cigarettes down to 10 a day in order to use that medium patch. It took me 10 days to get there. So I quit smoking January 10th, 2001, and I have never smoked a single cigarette since then, not a single puff. That was a major accomplishment. My body thanks me. And ironically, I am now allergic to nicotine. Maybe you have something significant, a resolution in mind, one that you feel that you need to address this year. Having your vision board before you, making resolutions and writing them down, telling others are great for ensuring that you can take those steps needed to get your dream, your goal, and all of that into reality. When you share your resolution with others, it brings the accountability piece into it, making success more likely. But if you happen to have a misstep, don't think that you are a failure. Think of it as a challenge to get back into it. Just like when I discovered on January 1st, I wasn't going to be able to use that patch unless I cut down on the cigarettes. So my goal was changed to January 10th. Deliberately saying, repeating positive statements about yourself and your planned accomplishments is also a great way to encourage yourself along your journey. Affirmations. They're affirmations. In a prior episode recently, I told you about some of the affirmations that I say, and I have visuals for a few of them. So I'm going to show you again the two examples. I don't think they showed well last time. I'll try to avoid the glare. So here's this one. And that is obviously running through a finish line, winning the race. And it says, I am well equipped to achieve my goals. And then this one is a person running through the city. I don't know if you can see it good. And it says, I am courageous and bold to run the race set before me, regardless of the obstacles. And I have those on the bathroom mirror. And I go in the bathroom often and I see them. I'm working on my vision for 2020 myself. And it might take me, several weeks to get it together. Do you have any suggestions to share with me? I'd love to hear from you and about your progress and what you're doing. So we have vision boards, we have goals, we have plans, we have resolutions, we have affirmations, and we have each other to tell about it so that we can be held accountable. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's episode on Moments with Carin. This is Carin Jane Casey, author, speaker, domestic violence advocate, and ambassador for Christ. Stay tuned to Moments with Carin every Wednesday morning at 7. And this is where we explore past and present moments to find lessons, entertainment, and joy in life. As I also have 2 faith-based podcasts, Turn to God with Carin on Monday mornings at 6:30. And that's essentially about overcoming challenges in life. And I have Abundant Living with Carin every Tuesday morning at 7. And that is essentially sharing biblical principles, the good news of Jesus. The platform for all these podcasts is Spreaker.com. You can simply Google the podcast by name, and then the episodes for that podcast will show up and you just click on them. It's very simple. All of these podcasts are with StormTalk365radio.com. You can also go to that website and find the podcast and click on them. And again, you'll see the listing of the episodes. We're available on iTunes, Twitter, and Alexa on Amazon. Hosted by iHeartRadio and Spotify. You can also see my podcast on video if you go to Carin Jane Casey on YouTube. If you go there, please subscribe to my channel for more videos. I also put the link on of the videos on Facebook. My website is CarinJaneCasey.com. CarinJaneCasey. I would love for you to go there and contact me through my website and give me any feedback or suggestions you have. And you can reach me by email, CarinJaneCasey@gmail.com. Please, no advertising. And it's on my website where you can find out more about my books and also helpful information and statistics about a prevailing problem in today's society, and that is domestic violence. My books are these. My Dear Rosa Jean, my first novel, which is suspenseful, dramatic, and it shares about overcoming and healing. Mystery at Candace Bay. It's a real page-turner, entertaining, and yet it is encouraging and healing. Granny Babysits the Mischievous 5. That's a fun children's chapter book, fun for kids and for grown-ups. And it also promotes patience with children. My books are all available at Amazon.com, Kindle, Barnes & Noble Nook. Well, thank you and Happy New Year.